What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another very special Movie Mondays episode, Shaun. That's because we're back. What?
Why are you so surprised at Movie Mondays? Why did you double down on that?
Because do you ever say a word and then forget? It's been a week. I've forgotten English.
You forgot how to podcast.
I think this is the best start to this show. It's a week off. Connor cannot do the intro anymore. That's it. We're done.
They say it's like riding a bike, but listeners don't know. You don't know how to ride a bike.
I can't. I just swing my arms and hope for the best.
See, you're operating with the wrong upper half of the body there.
If this is your first episode, I normally do that much smoother. Please, I promise.
I'm normally the one to fuck it up in the intro.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I mentioned, my name's Ciara Lawler. I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan.
Hello.
Hello. This is Movie Mondays, where we discuss all things movie news, entertainment news, and just generally have a bit of a chit chat about everything to do with film. Came back to me, Shaun, like riding a bike. And this week we're having a very special return episode, as we took last week off for our Hollybops.
We did indeed.
But we're back this week, and we're coming in hot, Shaun, because a little movie dropped during the week that we were off, and that was The Suicide Squad.
The Paw Patrol movie, correct.
And we are on different wavelengths.
Oh shit, was I meant to watch Suicide Squad for this? Oh fuck.
Imagine. You're like an hour in, you're like, Connor, you are talking about characters I don't know what you're talking about.
Rocky is working the mountain rescue here, Connor.
So, look, this is Movie Mondays. If you haven't heard any of our other movie reviews, normally how we do it is it's all spoilers. And why we do that is because we're idiots and we will spoil something eventually.
I cannot count the amount of surprise birthday parties that I have single-handedly ruined.
You can't count, surely.
Look, I can't count. That's the issue.
Right.
The birthday party thing.
Surely after the third one, you'd be like, okay, I won't do that again. Like, how many would you have to do to not be able to count it?
Well, look, see, it depends how you ruin them. You could ruin them by ruining the surprise, or you could turn up half tour already and fall through the cake. Not saying that's happened to anyone involved, but as an example.
That was my favourite birthday. Shaun, this is The Suicide Squad. It's a movie that came out, officially released August 5th. It's directed by a little-known director called James Gunn, written by James Gunn, and stars a whole bunch of people that we really like. So, what could go wrong? It can't be bad, can it, Shaun?
That's the thing, going into this movie, like, I genuinely was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if this is bad, because I am full sure that this is going to be class.
Yeah, it's like if someone gives you a whole bunch of evidence to a murder, and then it's like, that guy didn't do it, but you look down and be like, everything I know about filmmaking should tell me that this movie should be at least decent. At least.
Yeah, and even outside of film, everything I know about the films that James Gunn has made and I have watched, I've enjoyed them.
Yeah, and so going into this, we're coming off 2016, so it's a sequel, kind of carry on, but not really. It's the same characters.
It's some of the same characters. It seems like the same universe, but also the last film does not matter.
No, I think you can start with this one.
Absolutely. I think you probably should start with this one, because there are characters that know each other in this, but they could just know each other from being villains. That they know, this person has this notoriety about them. That's how we're aware of them.
Yeah, I think probably the main one would be Margot Robbie and Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah.
Rick Flag and Harley Quinn, who I think actually worked really well on this. And I think it's the one part that made me like the first movie more, because I was like, oh, there's two people I know from the last one.
It's mad, yeah, because the last one was apparently meant to be a film about them becoming some kind of family in some way.
Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad. But this one, I genuinely felt like these characters had prior relationships and had like experiences and adventures together. And we weren't beat over the head with it. Like, oh, remember this time in Budapest? No, it was just like, no, they have a shorthand. They're comfortable with each other.
And I think the main thing that stands out to me, and this might shock you, Shaun, but when the whole thing went down with James Gunn a few years ago, where he said some very stupid things back in the day on social media, and he was rightfully said, "That's bad, James." And he said, "You're dead right, I fucked up." And Marvel kind of got rid of him. Yeah. And then this is when he came over to DC and he agreed to do this film. But in his contract, it stated that they could not fuck with his movie, and he had to have free reign to do whatever he wanted, to write and direct this film the way he wanted, which I think, as with DC's record of track record previously, must have been a hard thing to sell to them, but I'm so glad they did.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad that they gave James Gunn free reign on this movie. We might come back to it at the end about what it means for further DC projects, but this movie, by and large, I think succeeded in what it wanted to be.
Yeah, I think this movie, and I'm going to come out big at the very start, I think this is not the best movie, but it is the perfect Suicide Squad movie. And I've been like racking my brain trying to put that into words, because me saying it's the perfect Suicide, like if you took a Suicide Squad comic and put it on screen, this is exactly what it would be. Yeah,
that's how I was wording it in my head, was this is the perfect comic book as a movie. This would work well as moving pictures on a screen or like drawn images in a comic book. It's the same.
But it's also super weird, and people might not like it. And that's fine, because not everyone likes the Suicide Squad comic books. That's the thing. You have Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad. People like all of them. Yeah,
they're not like the cornerstone that you build like the comics empire on. They're this like little offshoot that like the fans of that are really gonna love.
Yeah, everyone likes the Dark Knight, and I would not disregard someone if they said this wasn't for me, this movie. Yeah. But personally, as a person who's read the Suicide Squad comic books, I was sitting there going, fuck, this is the same.
And like to say that this is how all comic book movies should be would be the equivalent of saying all Marvel movies should be Deadpool. It's like it's a niche movie for a niche audience, and if you're part of that audience, it's great.
And I think that James Gunn is the perfect man to direct a movie that's going to be this niche, because he's got that perfect mix of dark comedy, fucked up, like he's done horror, he can do body horror all day, it's R-rated, so you can go an extra mile that like, this is different. You have all that stuff, as you said, it's Deadpool, but like mixed in with Guardians of the Galaxy and mixed in with all these things that the Suicide Squad in the comic books, that's what makes them special, that everyone can die. And James Gunn did exactly that. So I was watching it going, oh, they're all going to die. And that means at the end, in the last set piece, when they're all going around, you're like, oh, they're all going to still die. Yeah. Like nobody has plot armor other than maybe Harley Quinn. That's it.
Yeah, maybe Harley Quinn. But even at that, I felt she could have been incapacitated. Like, also, this is a weird thought that I've been having for a while. Wouldn't it be weird if they like oracled Harley Quinn?
What do you mean?
Like Harley Quinn ends up in like a wheelchair and she has to conduct her life of crime in that way. I think that'd be really interesting to see.
What the fuck?
It's a parallel. I don't know, but I think I also didn't feel that. I felt like the deaths that we did get, which we will touch on, we are dancing around spoilers, by the way. Like
at
doing our best at the minute. Yeah. But the deaths that we did get felt really earned. Not, hey, Slipknot, why don't you try and escape?
Do you know what, though? You'd miss Slipknot. I kind of missed them.
I was really hoping there'd be like a little, like, a Slipknot 2 kind of scenario.
Oh, no, I want in Bell Rev they have a memorial to Slipknot on the wall with a little cat.
No, it's on the roof. It's on the roof.
Somebody painted it.
Also, Bell Rev, it looks more like a regular prison in this, and not just...
Yeah, but everything is just colour corrected in this, so now you can see it, which
you
helps.
actually see what's going on. Yeah. Fair play.
So I think we need to get into it, Shaun. We're going to be here all night because this movie is over 2 hours long, and we normally go through each scene, which I think normally we can skip a few, but everything in this is so good that I kind of want to cover it as well.
Yeah, but I do feel a lot of it... There are key elements that we'll discuss in depth. Other bits will just be, that was pretty cool.
So this movie starts off with 19 music changes, introduction to each character one by one.
No, you're watching Suicide Squad 2016, Connor.
Oh, sorry. So how are we meant to know who's who?
Well, you see, characters interact with each other. And
all right.
There's some expository dialogue in this, but it's hilarious.
I mean, it very much starts off and it just kicks you in the face. Amanda Waller turns up, looks at Michael Rooker, who is savant, who kills a bird. And I mean, actually, it starts off with that very cool puddle shot, which I think James Gunn is just doing shit that he likes to do. There's a
good
fight
reflection
scene
work in this movie, yeah.
Fight scene at the end really got me. I was
Beautiful.
like, that's cool.
That's class. That has no right to be that good, but it is.
So you have Savant there. He kills a bird. He's a badass. Viola Davis walks in. I don't know if you know Viola Davis. She's pretty good at acting.
Pretty good.
She walks in. She immediately says, Savant, you're in. And in about 10 seconds explains the whole issue. You're going to get a bomb in your head. If you succeed, your life sentence is reduced. And if you don't, you're going to be dead anyway. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, and that's all it needs to be, because you have it just that, all of the criminals in Bell Rev really just signed up for this. And they're like, whenever we're needed, we'll jump in, we'll get 10 years off our presumably 500-year sentence for all the crimes.
Also, John Ostrander, the guy who wrote the comic books that James Gunn loves with the Suicide Squad, he's the doctor in this. He puts the bomb in the back of their head, yeah.
That's really cool. That's a nice little nod.
So you have the whole scene where we're kind of going through with, I call him Michael Rooker because I can't see him as anything else. So Savant turns up, and the main thing that struck me, even in the first 2 minutes, Rick Flag. He's in 3 seconds on screen. He comes and he shakes Savant's hand and he goes, "Hi, you're part of the team. Come with me."
Yeah.
And immediately I was like, that's Rick Flag. That's like, comic book Rick Flag.
That's actual Rick Flag. He's not a miserable man tied to a witch. Like, he's just fucking... He's a human, and he likes things. And this movie made me give a shit about Rick Flag. And for that, I cannot forgive it. I'm
going to go one further. Rick Flag is my favourite character in this film.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because it's such a turnaround. That I'm like, obviously John Cena, Margot Robbie is amazing, John Cena's amazing.
Yeah.
You've got Idris Elba, he's obviously amazing. But the speed at which Joel Kinnaman goes from the absolute worst to, my God, he's the leader, is so fast that I'm like, holy shit.
He is the leader, but also, like, he's the leader. But then there's the thing with Idris Elba and John Cena, where they're like, they have a bit of a like power struggle thing going on. Rick Flag just seems so above that he's just like, no, this is my team, I'm in charge.
And he does the Rick Flag where he's us as part of the team. I know he's like a super soldier, but the idea is that he's good and he's surrounded by evil, or surrounded by these villains, and he holds them together and is like, look at me, you're going to die if we don't listen to me. Because also the idea is they have to keep Rick Flag alive. Like, if they let Rick Flag die, Amanda Waller will also blow their heads off.
Yes.
So it's a whole thing that is just so perfect that Joel Kinnaman, I was so shocked. I was like, my God.
Like, that is... And also, Joel Kinnaman in this movie is fucking jacked. Like,
yeah.
But he's just surrounded by, like, John Cena and Idris Elba, so he looks smaller. But he's bigger than he was in Altered Carbon, I think, for this. Like, he looks like a comic book character.
Yeah, and so we have the introduction to the new Suicide Squad, Shaun. These guys are all going to live. It's all good.
Yeah, these guys are really in charge. Actually, some of them live.
One. No. Well, Harley is there, yeah. I suppose I'm thinking of the flag shot. Is it one of them in the after credit scene?
Yeah,
Weasel.
I think so. Weasel. Oh, Weasel. Oh, Weasel. I love Weasel so much.
So they all team up, and you've got Michael Rooker. Nathan Fillion is the
TDK.
arm fall off boy, but he's called
detachable
TDK.
kid.
The detachable kid. You have Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. You've got Flula Borg as Javelin. You've got Mongol Blackguard. So they have this team, and immediately you're like, this is a shit team. Like, these are all bad.
Yeah.
And then Harley Quinn jumps in and is immediately... and another small thing is they get in the helicopter and they're like, okay, this is the mission. We're going to Corte Maltese. It's an undercover operation. We're going to get to the beach, leap into the water. We'll get on land then. Immediately, Jai Courtney and Margot Robbie have a connection because Boomerang is on the helicopter and he's kind of like talking shit, as Boomerang does. And Harley's like, oh, Boomer would just stop. They're the new guys, like hazing them.
Yeah, and like even when she comes on the plane, he's like, Harley, what are you doing back in prison? Like they just like met each other back in their small town kind of a deal.
Yeah. And it's small things like that make such a difference. That you're like, oh, there's a history. I don't need to be told. They just know each other.
Yeah, and like Captain Boomerang in this movie, by the way, it's better than his entirety of Suicide Squad 2016.
I was so sad when he dies.
I really wanted him to stick around. He gets a good death, to be fair.
He does, but I think he was the one that James Gunn decided he's the sacrificial lamb to be like, everyone's dead.
Yeah, here's this character that I've made you instantly love, and he's gone. Although the first death in this movie, in air quotes, might be my favourite.
They all leap out and nobody checked if Weasel could swim.
So Weasel just drowns immediately. But I like how Weasel jumped as well. Because
the thing is like, is this a werewolf? What the fuck is this? Yeah. And then Rick Flag is like, he's harmless. Well, he killed all those kids.
He killed 27 kids.
But then the thing that made me crack up was when he went, we think he's agreed to go on the mission. Like, how could he agree? How could you explain to Weasel, look, we're going on an undercover operation. We need you. It'll knock off years off your life. He's not going to be like, yeah, okay, cool.
No, it makes no sense at all. So they all get to the beach and... Blackguard. So I saw a comment on Reddit, and it was, if you hate Pete Davidson, you'll love this movie.
Because he's the only one who would betray them. So he immediately goes up and is like, guys, I brought them to you, because a whole army of Corte Maltese is there. He rats them out. He immediately gets shot in the face. Fantastic stuff.
Brutal.
And then you also have, I just have here, all hell breaks loose. Which is exactly what happens.
It's chaos. Like, it's just chaos happening on the beach around them.
Because then what happens is Viola Davis, or Amanda Waller, just says, you're good enough to survive, go mad. And Harley's like, okay. And just pops up with an RPG and starts blowing shit up.
Yeah, and all of this being seen, like, we see it through the eyes of Savant. And he's just, like, watching all of this unfold and he's losing it. Like, he wasn't prepared for this.
So you have Boomer who dies, which I was so sad about.
Mongal took down a helicopter and like sliced through some trees, and then Boomer got like fucking riddled with branches, and then a helicopter exploded into him.
Yeah, which I mean that's the way he wanted to die. I think I knew that.
That's true, but he does get a very good comic book boomerang, which slices a man's brain off.
Yes! I was like, that's like in the comics. Because in the first one, how many boomerangs did he throw?
I think 2.
Because he was mostly using them as knives, which I think is pointless.
Yeah, using them as knives, and then one of them was a drone or something? I don't know.
That's not a boomerang if it's a drone. But so yeah, all hell breaks loose. They're basically trying to survive. Then Rick Flag goes, TDK, you're up. And he detaches his arms. Yeah. And Nathan Fillion proceeds to just start slapping a few people.
Just like, like idly slapping some soldiers and like grabbing at their guns. But he's like standing up, like in the middle of this firefight on the beach. and he's just fucking going for it. They actually, like, he's arm fall off boy for all intents and purposes, but slightly better because his arms can hover. Whereas arm fall off boy, he would just beat people with his arms.
Yeah, but I mean, it's about the same. Like,
he's useless.
Like, he has to stand up in the middle of the war zone to slap them. Yeah. And then if he gets shot anywhere, like, he's not invincible, he's just dead.
If he gets shot in the arms, he still feels it as well. Like, it ends up with him writhing on the ground in pain as he's riddled with bullets.
And so, at the same time, we have our first introduction that, maybe not everything is as we thought, because it cuts back to the control room. Also, I like the bit with Weasel that Amanda Waller looks at the guy and it's like nobody checked if he could swim, and she kind of looks at him like, that was your job, and he's just kind of like, oh, sorry. And also, it's made a game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I love that control room that we keep cutting back to it, because it grounds us, and it's like they're so desensitized to it. It's amazing. Like, they're betting on who's going to be the first to die.
Like the cabin in the woods situation.
It's very like that, that they have this fucking, like, bracket going for, like, who's going to survive this Suicide Squad mission.
But once again, that we never see that really in the first one. It's such a small detail, but makes such a difference. You could do this whole movie without that room, and it wouldn't make a difference. You could have Amanda Waller sitting in a room by herself, and then she just blows heads off or whatever. But that room with all those people, as you said, like, it grounds everything that we're immediately like, it's a mission. They're a team. They're assembled for a reason.
And the thing is, as well, is that and again, another small thing that I really like, the mechanism by which they detonate the thing in their neck is different. In the first Suicide Squad, it was a fucking app on someone's phone that they just, like, push the face and it blows up. Now it's this, like, metal case with 2 locks, and you have to, like, arm it and then blow it up. Like, because it just makes it so much more like, no, they are deciding to do this. Like,
and she gives them 3 warnings, like, turn around, I'm going to kill you if you do not stop. And at that point it's like, well, look, I gotta do it.
I gave you your chance, So, everyone's dead. Javelin bequeaths the javelin to Harley Quinn.
Javelin. Oh, man. And the best part is when he's like, carry it 4. Like, he's like, here, take this javelin, carry it 4. And then he dies. She's like, who?
Who do I carry it for?
But funny enough, this is when we get introduced to our second team, because that was all a distraction, because they're the Suicide Squad. Like, Amanda Waller would send them all into their deaths. Fuck them.
She doesn't care. Even Rick Flag.
Yeah, which is interesting. But but she says he's good enough to get out of there. Like, she will get him out probably in the end. And so on the other side, you've got our first introduction of you get Team 2, which involves Mr. Jonathan Cena, and you've got Idris Elba, you've got Daniela Melchior as Ratcatcher 2.
That's my favourite character in this movie, by the way.
Polka Dot Man. And you've got King Shark, which is a serious 5.
What a lineup.
Well, and what's interesting is that they immediately go 2 weeks earlier, and so we get introduced to this team separately, and it's like in the credits. So the credits are starting to roll as it's kind of like anyone could die. So the Suicide Squad comes up during Savant's head explosion. Through that blood, it says Warner Brothers presents.
All the titles in this movie are class, by the way.
Comic books. They're just issues of comic books.
It really is. Like, and it's done in such a way. I found myself in the movie, like in the theatre, comparing it to. Do you know how in Zack Snyder's Justice League it just cuts to black and white text every so often?
Yes.
This is a way better way of doing chapter names.
The best one is the one with Harley. When,
which one is that?
It's like when it's Operation, and then it's the name of the tower that they have to explode, and then the flames go out, and in the smoke it says Harley, because Rick Flag is we're like, no, we gotta go save Harley first.
Yeah, I like the one where it's the rooftop and all of the like aerials and chimneys and things spell out Jotunheim.
Once again, small shit that doesn't mean anything. Really, you could do the whole movie without it.
It doesn't matter, but he did it, and that's the main thing. And but it also, like, because when you go back to it's the like 2 weeks earlier, it intros us to Idris Elba being like a clean freak, and he's cleaning the entire prison by himself because it's in like the suds. It's spelled out.
And you have Bloodsport is who he's playing, and so we're basically told, without a big massive back a highlight reel or big colour or a different music change or anything like that, that the first thing is said is he's after putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet. He's a very bad man. I want him to lead the team. He's great for this. He's perfect for the team.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then this is when we see Amanda Waller be Amanda Waller, because she's like, I'm going to have your daughter brought in here and she will be killed because, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, if you don't join the team, I have that sort of power.
I will kill your 16-year-old daughter.
For the greater good. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, greater good is like a whole fucking thing in this movie. Like, who's really doing the right thing here? And
so he finally is like, okay, fine, I will accept and I'll go into the team.
I really like his talk with his daughter because he is so him. It's not like a contrived movie scene where it's like, I tried to be better, but I'm just bad. He's like, no, I'm bad. There's no goodness in me. I'm not mad because you stole. I'm mad because you got caught. Like, that's him in that moment.
Yeah. And at that point, he doesn't really he's not a leader at that point. He has no interest.
Yeah.
Because he has no connection to any other human. And this movie, and James Gunn, his big speciality is taking freaks and taking like weirdo characters and making us care about their relationships with each other.
Yeah, it's a bunch of assholes standing up in a circle. Like, that's James Gunn's whole thing.
that's this movie. You could put that exact line in this, and it would be the same. And so we are getting introduced to the Bloodsport Team 2, which, as I said, Jonathan C. Nation is in that, Peacemaker. Yeah. And the first thing is said is, like, they're the same. They're the same things. So why are they on the team together?
Yeah, like, I love that. It's done in such a good way as well. It's just like, his father raised him to be a mercenary from the day he was born, made a career killing for 30 years, and he's never been caught or whatever. And, like, Idris Elba is just like, that's what you said about me just 5 seconds ago. Why am I needed?
Like, could you not just get him to do it? But the idea is they need both of them, because they're both just stone cold killers. And so then you also have they go around, they get Ratcatcher, but then they also pick up Sylvester Stallone playing King Shark, who's reading a comic book upside down, and then he said, I am so smart.
He's pretending to read.
And did you see, like, John Cena's like, look at him, he's pretending to read. It wasn't even the right way up.
John Cena does really well in this movie as Peacemaker, by the way.
Oh, he's amazing. I think this is the perfect role for him. Like, just shithouse, all-American dickhead.
Yeah, it's his heel turn in a lot of ways from his, like, wrestling character.
Like, because I think in wrestling he's all-American. He's like the hero, whereas
what do you call him? The Boy Scout or something like that, is it?
They call him like the Boy Scout, yeah, because he's always like he's the Hulk Hogan of the 80s. Like, eat your vegetables and say your prayers. Don't do drugs. Whereas he could be that in this, but like multiplied by 10, like take it up to 11.
Yeah, to the point where he'll kill any man, woman and child in the way of peace.
For peace. And so they all go in, and also we are introduced to Sebastian, and there's the scene, Sebastian the Rat.
Yeah.
Where Sebastian, the scene with Idris Elba, where it's just like, is that rat trying to shake my hand? And it's just, I think so. Yeah. It's just like, I'm not shaking the rat's. I'm not shaking the rat's hand. And so then they have.
But I like that they didn't check that either. They put Bloodsport on a team with a person who controls rats without knowing he's afraid of rats.
Because they've kind of got, like, they don't really care as much anymore. It's like, fuck, we'll just throw a team together.
Yeah, just like, who do we have left? They can do it. Yeah.
And so we have the whole big debrief where we've seen them in the trailer where John Cena says the thing about buttholes, like starfish is the other thing. We just basically get told there's this building, there's been a coup in Monte Carlo, and they need to go there to blow up this building that includes all of this, like, secret research that they've been doing, and Amanda Waller doesn't want that to get out. So their job is to sneak in, blow it up, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, which is an actual like mission this time, instead of what Suicide Squad 2016 was, which was go to this building and rescue Amanda Waller, even though she sent you there.
Yeah.
But you
How
don't
did she know she'd be there? How did anyone know?
Why did she kill all of the FBI agents that were with her? What's going on?
I don't know. It's just edited weird. But I'm sure that scene was in the movie like earlier or later, but they just added it in there.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all.
Also, that scene of them in the debrief has King Shark just going, hand.
Yeah.
Because everybody else has their hand up. And then you also have, we're all going to die. And Polka Dot Man says, I hope so. And Idris Elba says, oh, for fuck's sake.
He's so done with things. You would. You absolutely would. I like Polka Dot Man in this. He's like a weird little mystery character for a lot of it. But then he's quite simple by the end. He's a nice addition.
He's a nice little weirdo to add to the little weirdo group.
Yeah.
And I just like that he's like, I hope we all do die. And then Idris Elba, I think, is so great as Bloodsport because he's just constant, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
And this is not a fair comparison to make, but you couldn't drop Deadshot into that role, I don't think.
No.
I think Will Smith Deadshot.
Yeah, I think he was too cool. And I think Idris Elba is like incredibly cool, but I think he's also like, we trust him. Immediately, like, he knows exactly what he's doing. And so when he looks around, he's just like, he's just trying to survive. He doesn't give a shit about these people.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. And that's why he even says, like, I don't care about anyone. So anytime he does care about someone, it means a lot.
And so they eventually, the Team 2 find out that Flag got captured. So we cut back to them on the beach. And this is, we're back to now. And Flag gets captured, so they get given a new mission. Go find Flag. So they find him on... They find his GPS, and they come across this camp.
Armed guards at the camp, Connor.
The armed guard. What are they going to do? And I just have... They kill, and in capital letters, everyone.
Fucking everyone. Like...
They butcher them.
They have a competition to see who can get the cooler kills. What's your favourite kill from that sequence?
Fan into the bat is pretty good.
Pretty good. I like the one where John Cena casually walks past a man and hatchets him 5 times in the chest.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And the guy's asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. But like, as that goes on, they're just killing more and more innocent people, because it starts off as like, oh, they're killing armed guards, okay. Then it's like a lady doing the washing up, and it's a man in the bath. Like,
and they're just getting worse and worse. And like through the whole thing, you're just like, stop killing people. It's done. You've won. Yeah. And they're just like still killing them.
They're no threat at all.
Because... also you have the bit, which is great, that they are fighting. Like they're showing off against each other. And then John Cena turns around and shoots the guy behind his back, and it's just like, that's a wound, you didn't kill him. And then it's like, exploding bullets, bruh. And it blows up. And then Idris Elba's like, nobody likes a show off. And John Cena says, yeah, but they like a show off when what you're showing off is dope as fuck.
It's like, fuck, he's right.
He's like, oh fuck, he's right, damn.
Also, they had a little pissing match in the prison beforehand where they were talking about how accurate they were. And he's like, my bullets are more accurate than yours. And he's like, that's impossible. And he's like, no, I use smaller bullets. They go through the holes that your bullets leave.
That's never going to come up again, is it?
So many fucking like Chekhov's moments in this movie. We have Chekhov's javelin, Chekhov's tiny bullets, and Chekhov's golf club.
And I mean, it's just a case of like, you just think that there are bits. That they're just comedic moments.
Just a bit, Connor.
Because that is a comedic moment where Harley gets given a javelin. Is like, who do I use this for?
Yeah.
And then you also have, my bullets are smaller than yours. You could just be like, oh, that's just the Peacemaker being a dickhead. Like, he's just being annoying.
Yeah. And when they open the curtain to go get Flag, and he's just sipping tea with this lady. And
they find out that they're freedom fighters,
yeah,
and they're after butchering the whole village.
I like how they're like, oh, there was no one here when we came in. God, I didn't see anyone. And Polka Dot Man is just like, oh, I turned them into my mother in my head and I killed them all.
And King Shark is just like, nom nom. Yeah. Eat her.
It's ridiculous. I like the King Shark and Ratcatcher have a moment before that where they're like bonding. And
yeah.
He's like, we're your friends. And it's like, no one has ever talked to King Shark that way before. So he's like instantly like, okay, she's my friend. I'll do anything.
Because Ratcatcher 2 is the heart of the movie. Like,
yes.
She is the one that's bringing them all together. And I think you need that character in this because they all could just be assholes. So you need one of them who's just good. And normally the Rick Flag. But now you've got two of them because you had two separate teams.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like Ratcatcher 2 is objectively a good person. She just has always had to survive. And that's it. But she's not into killing kids and all that. Like some people.
So eventually the freedom fighter agrees to, I'm going to say fight her because all the rest of them are dead. But then she has a team at the end, which I don't really understand. But she's like, I'll help you. And I was like, why?
I think I think her justification is like, you're awful, but I would make a deal with the devil himself if it got things done. And there's no one left. Like
there's no one. She needs them. And so then you also have the bit where she looks at Rick Flag and she's just like, is that rat waving at me? And he turns around and goes, yeah. And she's like, why? And he just goes, he's a friendly rat.
Because he likes you.
And so then we have to come back to the bad guys in Monte Carlo. And so you've got the Presidente. Yeah. General Silvio Luna is his name. And he gets introduced to the Tinker, which Mr. Capaldi is playing. And what happens is you basically get introduced to a character that would never appear in DC 5 years ago, but James Gunn had his way, and Starro the Conqueror is in this fucking movie, Sean.
I like how they don't pull punch. Like, we see Starro straight away as well, because everyone knows it's Starro by this point. So they show him like the video clip of the astronauts finding this fucking starfish in space. And it's like, no, that's what he is. And it's like,
yeah,
that's a wild concept to have just show up in a movie.
And the more people he like attaches his bits to, the bigger he gets.
Yeah, he feeds off of their like life energy or something like that.
Yeah, and it's introduced that the minute he does that, they're dead. There's no way about it.
Yeah, which I like that they don't even try at the end. They're just like,
no,
nah, they're all dead, shoot them.
They're all fucking dead.
Yeah, but he's in like this.
It's mad. I was just about to say, like, it is absolutely insane that that Starro is a villain in a DC movie, because that character, he could take out the Justice League. And there have been stories where he has taken out the Justice League, or whole planets. And the Suicide Squad are going up against him.
That's the thing. And Starro in this movie, like, I wouldn't want to see Starro in a Justice League, because it would be, like, grim Starro. But he's colourful and he's ridiculous, and that's the best part about him.
Because he's terrifying when you really think about it.
Oh, he's horrifying. He's a horrifying monster.
Like, he's alien.
Yeah, he is an alien, but he's also has this, like, he has one line at the end, and he's just like, he has so much heart. Like, he's such an interesting character.
And so Harley gets captured, and the president wants her to turn up at his palace, and so he gives her a red dress and gets her all dressed up, and she goes to meet the president. And what happens then is we have a full montage of her and the president, because he's a very handsome man. Mr. Juan Diego Botto, I think is the actor's name. And so he's Harley and him have a bit of a romance, and we have a full like rom-com montage of them just hanging out in like a bird cage.
Yeah, just they go on little dates around fucking Corto Maltese, and they're just like, hey, this is the fun we're having, and it ends well for everyone involved.
Yeah, and so eventually they get very naked. And they're having great crack. But afterwards, he starts talking about the big alien, because he now wants to make her his queen. And so he's like, I can exposit what's going on here. So he's like, there's a big massive alien in there. It's pretty bad. And then she's like, yeah, but now you're in charge, so it's pretty good, right? And he's like, no, now all my enemies will fear me now that we have it. And the minute he mentions the fact that he could be killing kids and innocents, she just takes out a gun and shoots him.
And she's like, yeah, I swore I would always just choose my gut. And like, next time I saw a red flag, I would stop it straight away.
and she's like, a pretty big red flag is killing kids. I think that's pretty big.
So, and you know, predictably then, she gets caught and thrown in prison because she just killed the leader, the president of this new country.
And so now the general becomes the president, and what happens is he's not that happy. But at the same, he burns down the bird cage first of all, which I was like, okay,
unnecessary, but all right.
That's just shithouse. That's just shithouse behaviour.
It is, and the thing about it is as well, we learned a bit when they were meeting Capaldi in the like little viewing room for the videotape. You get to see the difference between the president and the general, because the general is like, let's unleash Starro on the US. That's perfect. And the president, to his credit, was like, no. If we release it, then we don't have it anymore. They fear us if we still have it, if we control it. And it's like, now you have the lunatic general is now in charge of everything.
But you know what's worse is I don't think he ever actually comes into it though. Like, he takes over, he has this one moment, and then it kind of just goes from there that there's nothing involving. Like, he never makes a decision that affects anything later on, does he?
Not really, no. He kind of leads into like Harley being tortured and then escaping. Yeah. But that's about it. He does show up towards the end, but that, like, he doesn't play a huge part going forward.
They have a moment with Polka Dot Man as well, where he has to explain his powers, where he's like an interdimensional virus that's going through, and you find out his mother worked for Star Labs and she experimented on him, and that's how he got the powers. Yeah, and it's a very small thing, but he's just kind of like, I hate my mother. I see everyone as my mother.
And he's he gets like a lot of backstory in like 2 minutes, but it doesn't feel forced. He's like, he just says it to the group. He's like, that's what happens. I need to vomit up polka dots twice a day, or else I'll die.
And so now we go back to the main team, where they find Rick Flag and they're like, okay, now we're going to have to break in to Corto Maltese. And they have the moment where they have Milton, and he is in the bus, and they find the bus with Milton, everyone's favourite character.
Love Milton.
Love Milton. And you have also the moment where they're talking about disguises, and King Shark tries to put him, he's like, a fake mustache.
It's like, oh, it's a shark with a fake mustache. Get out of here.
And there's moments like that where then Idris Elba turns and he smiles at Ratcatcher, and it's just like a really nice small moment. You're like, oh, they're friends. He's actually starting to enjoy himself.
Yeah, they're getting to know each other and they're becoming a family.
Because King Shark's an idiot, but we can all laugh at him because he's kind of our idiot.
Yeah, so their plan there is that they're going to go to the bar that Brainiac frequents, isn't it? And then
not Brainiac, the Tinker.
The Tinker,
if it was Brainiac, that's a much more strong character.
Right, okay, sorry. The Thinker. The bar that he always goes to, and they're going to just grab him and he'll bring him in to Jotunheim, which is the big facility.
Yeah, and so they have to go to the bar, so they have to get disguises because people are on the lookout for them, which makes sense. Yeah. And they can't bring King Shark with them because he's a massive shark. And they just don't have a fake mustache handy. And then there's also a very small moment with Rick Flag and the leader of the Freedom Fighters, where he's like, if we break in, they're going to send all of their guards to us. And that will leave the palace open if, nudge, nudge, you want to go in there.
Yeah.
All be over on us. And she just looks at him and she's just like, you're a good man, Rick Flag. And I was like, he is a good man.
He's the best man.
I love you, Rick Flag. But then I'll go back and watch 2016 shut up, Joel Kinnaman.
Oh, Joel, you fucked up so bad. No, he's really unreal in this movie. And he, like, just quickly while we're here, like, the cast, none of them feel like they're fighting for attention. The last Suicide Squad, it was the Margot Robbie, Will Smith experience. This one, everyone gets play, everyone gets something cool to do.
And I think the main thing about that is they go to their strengths. So Margot Robbie, I think in the last film, the script isn't strong, but she's so good and so comic book. Like, she's Harley Quinn off a page, and she's so perfectly cast and so good at her job that she kind of raised it above what it was. Whereas with this, they're all coming in at a much higher just standard. Like, the script is already set for them to excel, so then they can just go even further. So, like, watching this, I was like, oh, Harley Quinn's amazing, because I would assume, like, she's Robert Downey Jr. in this universe, where it's just like, yeah, that's Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Like, that's just who she is.
Yeah.
That's the best casting. And so I'm watching it, and she's stealing scenes, as she does in the next scene when she gets captured. And I'm just like, this is par for the course. She's really great whenever she's on camera.
It's honestly amazing. The bit in the bar that I like, they have the Armageddon style scene where they go out to the bar and they're all these misfits, but they end up getting drunk and having fun, and they all bond. And there's a really nice bit because Bloodsport and Rick Flag were apparently in Special Forces together.
Yes,
and so they're
Rick Flag recommended him.
Yes, and so they're just chatting. They're just chatting and laughing together, and it's such a nice character moment that, like, no, they have history.
And you have Polka Dot Man dancing with his mother.
Yeah.
She's everyone. But the bit before that, actually, there's the bit on the bus where Ratcatcher and Bloodsport have a scene where they're just like, we're gonna make sure that each other lives. Like, we're gonna get each other through this. And then Bloodsport's like, you remind me of my daughter. And it's kind of like he's actually, like, the big ice wall he had set up is slowly, like, melting. He's like, oh, you know, if I'm just nice to people, I'm actually a kind of nice person. She's very nice. And you can see, like, he says, like, oh, you remind me of my daughter. So it's even shown that he sees her now as he's, like, going to look after her.
Yeah, and she tells the story about growing up in Portugal. And
with Taika Waititi.
With Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi as Ratcatcher 1 is the best casting in this movie.
But you know what? It's so hard to take him seriously.
It really is.
When he dies, I was like, Taika, get up.
Get the fuck up, Taika. Come on now. I like his attempt to do a Portuguese accent as well.
That man can't do anything other than him and Korg. And Korg is just him, but deeper.
Is it deeper or higher? I'm not sure.
But yeah, Taika Waititi as the first Ratcatcher just made me laugh. Like, it's amazing casting. He's excellent at his job, but whenever I see Taika, I just, like, have good feelings. I'm just like, oh yeah, there's Taika.
But they didn't just point him at the camera and just be like, go be Taika Waititi. There's actual things for him to do. Like, he's ODing. And
you see the massive difference between, like, Ratcatcher 2 is like, I loved my father. Like, he loved me with everything he had. And then Bloodsport is like, oh, my father hated me. Like, he put me in the room where I'm afraid. That's why he's so terrified of rats. Because his father locked him in a room for days with them. And so they're both like, she's basically showing him that, like, he needs to forgive and he can be a better man. Like, stop remembering his past.
Yeah.
Just move on. And so then we have the big scene with Harley when she's breaking out. And this is, like, an excellent action set piece that's very similar to, it's like the set piece in the prison in Birds of Prey, but it's not PG-13. Like, they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Full freedom to do it. Reminds me very much of the prison escape in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Michael Rooker.
Oh, yes.
Where just walking through, no one can stop them, kind of a deal.
Yeah, and you also have the bit where... Did you like Ben Kingsley's lookalike? Garrett and Margot Robbie?
I did a bit. Is that man... someone? Like, who is he?
No, I looked him up. He's no relation to Ben Kingsley, but I was like, that's the fucking Mandarin. The Mandarin's looking after Harley Quinn.
He's going to turn out to be a soccer hooligan at the end of it. That torture scene is... It sounds really fucked. That torture scene is unreal. Because Harley Quinn does not give a fuck about the fact that she's being tortured.
She couldn't give less of a shit because she's Harley Quinn. Like, nothing they do could be worse.
Yeah.
As much shit as you'd give 2016, there was even the scene where Joker's like, I'm going to hurt you real bad. Like, and you see them in the mad love scenes where he tortures her. Or throws her into a bunch of milk.
Does a bunch of stuff that's not great either as a person or as a film, but...
Or as a man, Jared. And so then the guys in the bar, they get arrested. So they get taken off in a truck. But also, by the way, it's nighttime when they get taken. But it's daytime where Harley is.
Is it?
Yes. Because so the night before is they get arrested in the bar, and they take Peacemaker, Idris Elba's Bloodsport, and you also have Rick Flag. And Ratcatcher 2 and Polka Dot Man, they take the Tinker out the back and they get him into the bus.
Yes.
And then the three of them are in the truck, and you're just kind of sitting there going, they're like the three best that they have, other than Harley, probably at fighting. So then I think Idris Elba's like, has anyone heard of the death punch or the death blow? And all three of them do it immediately, which is such dumb stuff.
No, but it's great. And they just like, they headbutt these men and kill them instantly, and then crash the car and all walk out in hero pose at the same time.
Yeah, and so they have the hero pose. There's also the bit where John Cena breaks his arm through the like wall,
through the
and
bulletproof glass,
and he just like is ripping the guy's head against the wall repeatedly while the truck is like flaying back and forth, and you just see his massive arm come through the wall.
You just call it quits at that point and go home.
He's so big. Like it's mad because I think you forget how big he is until you see him beside Kinnaman and Elba, because they're massive. Yeah,
like they're all massive, but he's seen as like this monster of a super soldier, but also just a crazed lunatic.
Oh, I think if you put him beside Hemsworth, I think Hemsworth looks tiny.
Yes, definitely, because
that's mad.
That's ridiculous. But they escape, they survive somehow that crash, and
then that's the bit with the smoke so the fire is going up, and they're like, okay, we got to go to the tower. It's like, no, we got to go rescue Harley, because Rick Flag's like, Harley's still alive. We got to go get Harley, because that's his friend. He likes Harley.
Yeah, and they don't leave anyone behind.
No, because Rick Flag's a good man. And he's the leader. Sean, he's the leader of the Suicide Squad.
Can't wait to see more of Rick Flag in the future.
I was devastated.
Oh,
I was so sad.
How dare this movie do that to me?
And so then they have to go. This is when they go rescue Harley, and so she's breaking out by herself, and one by one just blowing through all these guards. So she chokes the first guy out, puts the boots on. She takes his gun and just like walks out, and just starts one by one just bluntly shooting everyone, just taking guns along the way and just like spinning.
She slices a man's neck with his own knife. Like, she wraps it up in fabric and, like, swings around him and slices. It's ridiculous.
Like, that's what I was thinking of, like, her in the water in Birds of Prey. But, like, she's, like, PG-13 choking people out in that. Whereas in this, she's just, like, slicing and dicing. Move on to the next person, slice them up, move on to the next person.
She does similar to, the Magneto train fight, which is the best thing to ever be put to film. She does a similar thing to that, where the dude tries to punch her through the bars. And she, like, pulls the door and breaks his arm. It's so fucking good. And
she just is holding his arm and just hitting his face with the door. And she, like, hits it, like, 12 times. Like, not just twice. She just continuously keeps hitting him. And then she takes the two machine guns and just walks down the hallway just blowing people away.
And then she runs out of ammo on those. And what does she find? The javelin.
And it's like a video game where it lights up. And she's like, oh my god, that's my weapon.
Like the javelin is such a good weapon for Harley Quinn as well, because she's so acrobatic that
I mean, it's like the hammer, but it's lethal on both ends.
Yeah, and it gives her more reach as well. Like, she can kill you from halfway across the room now.
Because the first thing she does is she runs up a wall, spins and slices two necks, and then she stabs a guy through his toe. and turns around and stabs another guy through his face. I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
All right, yeah, you've instantly become a master of the javelin. That's pretty nice.
So she gets into the taxi outside, and she's like, and this is when she sees Bloodsport, which there's something really funny about seeing Idris Elba in like the helmet, but like he only has the white vest on. Yeah. And it's like he's wearing sweatpants and like a white vest, and he's still at work.
We haven't fully talked about it yet, but Bloodsport's costume and gear is unreal.
Oh, yeah, spectacular stuff. That every time he goes somewhere else, a new part of the weapon joins up.
Yeah, like everything is an attachment to like the base of this weapon. And it's never explained. You don't get a montage of him being like, I need this and this and this, and this is how my weapon works, and this is why I'm the best.
And you know what's even worse? It doesn't make any sense, but we don't care, because it looks cool.
It's like Men in Black level technology. It's class.
Like, he just puts his arm in front of the gun and, like, a whole new section evolves.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, doesn't matter. It's just there.
He pulls a tiny fucking cylinder off his shoulder and it becomes a grenade launcher. With unlimited ammo, seemingly.
And you know what? I'm like, I'm willing to accept that. Because, I mean, there's a giant fucking alien Starro currently going on.
Yeah, I think we can give a man unlimited grenades.
So they eventually show up, and you have the scene in the trailer where she's like, oh, hi guys. And they're like, we were coming to rescue you. It was a good plan.
Did you like how Peacemaker was like, I have eyes on the one person in the office, and it's just like a secretary who's doing her job?
I burst out laughing because all the rest of them are like slowly trying to sneak in, and he's the only one gun trained at the one person there who's the least dangerous.
He's so willing to kill, it doesn't even matter.
I think it's a lady on the phone or doing like paperwork. Clearly no threat whatsoever. Yeah.
But he's like, no, she has to die.
So, and then you have King Shark saying bird.
Classic.
And so, classic. And so Harley Quinn also has the line of, well, I can go back inside if you want to keep doing it again.
No, that's patronising.
And my favourite bit actually was when Harley and Rick Flag get back together and they have like a big hug and they're just really happy to see each other.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'd seen a bit of romantic chemistry, Shaun. I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
Oh my God, Connor.
I don't know if there's precedent for that. I think she was with Deathstroke in the comic books for a little bit, part of a Suicide Squad run. I haven't really read recently, so maybe she has.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're. I think they're just. I think she's far
maybe
more
they're just
invested.
Best friends.
I think they're just best friends, but like she's far more friendly than he is, because he's like rubbing her back, but like with the handle of a gun. Like,
but I think he might play it like that. But when she was in trouble, he was like, "Is Harley alive?" Like the first thing he did was like, "We gotta go save her."
Yeah, like they absolutely care about each other. Which is nice to see.
Then you also have the bit where she's got the spear or the javelin, and Bloodsport is like, "What do you have this javelin for?" And she's like, "I'm still waiting for God to tell me." And he just goes, Jesus Christ. And she goes, "Yeah, or him, or really any of them, to be honest."
Yeah, because that's his first time meeting Harley Quinn, and she's a bag of crazy.
Yeah, and also for Harley Quinn's whole escape, the colour scheme in that is
beautiful,
amazing. Yeah, like just in terms of can you think of the difference of like the elevator scene in 2016 and that scene?
Yeah, grey versus colour. Interesting. But like I like that because it's also giving you like an insight into Harley Quinn's mind. Because you're like, she's doing this and she's having so much fun. She's seeing fucking flower petals exploding behind her.
When she has the two guns, there's flowers coming out of them when she shoots them. And so, then they eventually get onto the rooftop. So they get the Tinker onto the rooftop and they have the big scene where they're just like, if you betray us, you die. If you do this, and Bloodsport and Rick Flag are both the leaders at this point. Like, they're friends, so they've both realised, okay, we're on the same level. We're going to work together. We're going to lead this team. Yeah.
And they're not fighting about it, is the thing.
No.
I like Harley in this scene as well. My favourite line from Harley is just like, I am walking back and forth.
I had a note on that as well. Like, the bit about like the coughing and you die, that's like, I was like, got a slight chuckle, but when they're still doing it, she's like, I am walking back and forth with the same tone. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and Polka Dot Man at the end is just like, yeah.
He comes in, and I like his little lean forward, and he has like one finger up, and he's like, yeah, just really quietly.
So that's their plan is just to drive in to Jotunheim, and just that's it basically.
I mean, they don't really need a plan. They just are like to the Tinker, you get us in,
yeah,
and then we'll do the rest. And so that's what happens. He gets into the bus, and Milton is trying to suit up, and Rick Flag, he like has a big machine gun, and Rick Flag's like, yeah, no,
absolutely not.
So the Tinker is driving in, and Capaldi's like, this is a terrible idea, this is never going to work, and they're just like, shut up, just drive us through. And so they eventually pull up outside, and the rain starts pouring down. I think this is just for a cool scene, more so than
it's a very
any
cool
real logic
scene. Like, it's a very cool scene. You get a hero walk with everyone, and my cinema showed it in like slightly the wrong aspect ratio, so a little bit of the sides of the screen were cut off. So when that whole walk is happening, I just saw half of Milton in like the side of it, and I was like, "That's even better. That's an even better way to watch that scene."
I don't even need to see full of Milton. I just need a little bit of Milton. Goes a long way, Shaun.
Little taste of Milton for everyone.
But also in that hero shot, Flag and Harley have a little glance. They're just like, we're doing this again. Look at us. Huh? Look at us.
Being platonic friends. They said that. They said that to the camera. No, Connor, no. You're watching the wrong version.
I'm standing the wrong couple, because that's going to go wrong very soon.
The real... Yeah, probably. Yeah, the real couple is John Cena and Peace.
Ironically, Shaun, I don't think he likes Peace that much. Because he's killing people.
But it's for the sake of peace, Connor.
Yeah. No, you're right.
He's making peace.
He's America.
He's
to be fair.
Oh dear.
No, I think that's the point. I think that's who the character is.
Oh God. Oh, Connor, you're going off the rails. You're
that's
reading
not
too
controversial.
far into No,
I think that's who he
Connor,
is.
Dial it back. You're going to get us cancelled.
So they're breaking. The rain starts coming. They had the scene of the guards at the door, they're just kind of like looking out into the mist, and they're like, what is that? And there's just like one tiny little spike just goes straight through the guy's glasses into his eye, and you have Bloodsport, like, he doesn't have a bow and arrow, but he has like a thing in his arm, a mechanism that he just fires constantly darts. Yeah,
which is I love the gadgets in this. Like, it's like what Batman... But like, Bloodsport is wearing Batman's utility belt, but as a full costume, basically.
Yeah. And it comes in later on when he runs out of weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. In a big way.
Because, I mean, we're showed constantly, he's prepared for everything. And then he just eventually runs out of them because he's just a man. He just has cool gadgets.
Yeah, and he uses them well, but he's not like... He can't fight for months on end.
So they break in, and they get the doors shut behind them, and they just start setting bombs. And the idea is that Flag and Ratcatcher will go down with the Tinker, and the rest of them will just go through the floors setting bombs, and they're just going to blow the shit out of the place and get out of there. But just before they go down, Peacemaker slips down with them, with Ratcatcher and Rick Flag, unbeknownst to King Shark, who was making a nice little version of him in bomb form.
In C4.
C4. And I like the bit where John Cena's like, that's nice, but it doesn't look like me at all.
Like, if it had looked like him, he'd have been delighted with it, I think.
And so this whole section is called Dirty Little Secrets, which we see in the elevator button.
Yes.
And this is the point where we find out that Starro has all the prisoners down there. Like,
this is like full-on James Gunn body horror, this whole
full-on horror. Like, this whole bit is they walk into the haunted place and they're just seeing all the fucking shit the monster has done.
Yeah, there's cages of people just with starfish on their faces. But then there's like the medical side of it, where like one dude's cut in half. They took the starfish off of one face.
Oh, that's the one that got me. When the starfish is off the face, but the tentacles are still like attached.
It's like a cavity, starfish shaped cavity in your face. It's ridiculous.
He went like proper Slither. Like,
Yeah.
he went back to the old James Gunn. And so then you have Starro is just there, and Piero Capaldi's like, they've come to kill you, my friend. I can't do anything about it. And then we find out, Shaun, and this is interesting because this movie's... It's very fun because it turns it on its head. Because now the bad guys are actually the good guys. And
Interesting.
Because Amanda Waller and the whole government and all of that shit, they're behind Starro, and they actually sent him here to get him off American soil, and so he's an American problem.
Yeah, because America wanted to control Starro, and so they sanctioned all these tests in Corto Maltese, where it would be far away from everyone.
And the Tinker is just like, what are you talking about, Rick Flag? You work for the people that sent him here. Like, This ain't my problem. This is your problem. And Rick Flag's like, you're wrong. That wouldn't happen. But he knows right well it definitely would happen.
But yeah, Rick Flag, he's like a good person. And he's like, I didn't sign up for this. Because the reason that now the US government want to destroy all the records is so that they have no involvement in setting up this.
Yeah, they don't want to blow the place up because of the monster.
No, it's because they got found out.
Yeah, so there's no evidence that they were involved with the monster.
Yeah, and so, Rick Flag is just like, I didn't sign up for this. I wanted to serve my country. I didn't want to, help it to commit war crimes.
Yeah.
And so
he's like Captain America in Captain America 2.
The Winter Soldier.
Like, this is fucked. The Winter Soldier, where he's just like, this is fucked. And I didn't sign up for this. I want to protect this place, but I didn't sign up for this stuff. What we're doing is wrong.
Yeah, this isn't freedom. This is control. So Rick Flag at the end of all this takes the drive with all of the information, and is just like, "Hey, I'm gonna give this to the press." And Ratcatcher is super proud of him.
Yeah, because Ratcatcher is a good person as well, and so she's like, "Yeah, we should do this." But there's only one person who's not meant to be there. Because the Tinker, he's not going to do anything. But you have a peacemaker, Mr. Jonathan Cena, who turns heel on everyone.
Yeah.
And he decides that can't get out. Because he's all about control. He's not about freedom whatsoever.
He's all about the mission in this. He was told by Miss Waller that this is what he has to do. I like as well...
And it is comic book accurate. Amanda Waller would have backup plans within the plans.
Yes, definitely. She would not let just all of this go unsanctioned.
It's why she got him. It's why he's there. Why would you have Bloodsport and him in the same team?
Because Bloodsport in the same situation would let Rick get away with it.
Exactly.
The thing I like about this as well is that Peacemaker is a big fan of Rick Flag. Really respects him. And is like, I don't want to do this, but I will.
Yeah, and Rick Flag is just... And so they just start fighting. Because, there is that moment where Peacemaker hasn't shown really love for anyone. Yeah. But even this, he's like, Rick Flag, I respect you. But I am going to kill you if you don't give that to me. Because it's getting in the way of the mission.
I respect everything you've done for this country, but I will kill you where you stand.
For this country.
Yeah. So good. And then big explosion happens. And then we go 8 minutes into the past.
And the fight scene, by the way, happened... Oh, no, the explosion happens first. And it was like, the bombs went off too early. What the fuck is going on? And so then we have to go 8 minutes into the past, where you then cut to the other side of the building, where we're not in the basement anymore. We're now on the 7th or 8th floor. And you see them all setting the bombs. And King Shark goes off and finds an aquarium at the top floor with all these lovely little fish in it.
Such lovely little fish. I mentally dealt with King Shark's death about 4 times in this movie.
He should be very dead.
He's the most dead of all of them.
Absolutely. I don't know how indestructible King Shark is, but he's basically immortal.
I would love to have a Hero Zero on King Shark at some point, because if that's anyway comic book accurate, that's wild.
Well, normally he faces the Flash, and the Flash could beat him. But how do you defeat a man that can't be taken down by a building landing on him?
Ask Vin Diesel is what I would say.
That was a car park, I'll have you
Sorry.
know.
It's a building. They built it.
It's true. It had roofs. So, yeah, we have 8 minutes earlier, and King Shark goes upstairs, all the cute fish, and then, sadly, the saddest part of the whole film happens as they're coming back down.
They drop some C4.
No. Milton doesn't make it, Sean.
No.
And he's still with the team. And the minute I seen him in the shot, I was like, "You're so dead."
Why are you here, dude? But like, because they're carrying the C4 in plastic bags, and one of them rips, and Milton and Polka Dot Man try and pick it up together, and Milton gets gunned down.
And Polka Dot Man's like, "They killed Milton," and they're like, "Who the hell is Milton?"
Milton, he's been with us for ages.
And Harley Quinn's like, "I think I'd remember a guy called Milton if he was with us." It's not a very original name. It's very unique. So I don't know.
It's like, since when are you Milton's best friend? I always liked him. I'm just quiet.
Such a dumb conversation, but also, like, this movie is full of scenes like that where something like that happens and then they just take the piss out of it because it's just batshit.
Because it makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Like, why is Milton there? Why does any of this stuff happen? It's so weird, but it's just, it's, as you said, it's Deadpool. Like, weird shit just happens and people are like, "That was fucking weird, wasn't it?"
Yeah, just call attention to it. So then, like, Polka Dot Man is a bit of an idiot then, or maybe he's just trying to be the hero, because he fires polka dots at all the guards, but he fires them over the bags and bags of C4 that are on the ground.
So all the C4 goes off in all of the floors, and what happens is King Shark gets exploded upstairs, and the whole aquarium comes through the roof as well. And so you have all this water, the building is blown in half basically, and it's like sliding to the side, and King Shark gets like mauled to death by these cute fish, which, I mean, he should be very dead at that point.
He's so dead. It's the deadest.
But he's not.
Oh, well, look, maybe he'll die later on.
Then he falls out of the building, and he falls 50 feet, lands on the ground, and then all the army shoot him in the head 500 times, and he's still not dead.
Still not dead. He still gets up and starts killing.
He still gets up and he's still fine.
It makes no earthly sense.
Superman would be down for 5 minutes.
Superman would take a knee and just like, "Oh, I need to hang on, lads.
I need a moment.
Then Polka Dot Man, Harley and Bloodsport all kind of trying to avoid falling out of the building. That's a fucking great scene.
Yeah, they're like running sideways.
They're running sideways, they're hopping over. Like, Harley's great at it because she's like gymnastic and she has the javelin. She like jams the javelin into a wall at one point. It's really cool. But Bloodsport has his grappling hook, but he starts falling again.
Yeah.
And he does the superhero landing like 17 times in a row.
I mean, that also makes no sense. Like, that wouldn't happen, that you'd go through each floor one by one in perfect synchronization. But, fuck it, it's cool.
It's so cool. And at some point during this, we've cut back to the fight between Peacemaker and Rick Flag. And
it's shot through Peacemaker's helmet.
Yeah.
That they're showing, and that's just a really, for the film, we went to college and studied film. Like, I seen that shot and I thought, me and Shaun like that shot. That's a fucking dumb shot.
That's a fucking, no one needs that shot, but goddamn, it's good. But it's like,
go on.
It's like, they just shot like the fight in a wide and then just wrapped it around a CGI helmet. Like, that's it. But it's so different that it's the best shot in the film. Like,
I mean, I was watching it going, I would write that in, me and you would sit down beside each other and go, wouldn't it be fucking mad if we did this?
We would write that, and then our lecturer would tell us, "Lad, you can't shoot that
because you're not good enough.
You're not good enough.
That's going to look shit."
Just medium, wide, close up.
Get those close-ups over the shoulders. We're going to do it in 3.
Coverage, lads.
So, yeah, they have the big fight scene, and sadly, what happens is that Mr. Rick Flag looks like he's on top, looks like he's about to win, and he gets stabbed straight through the chest with a piece of porcelain, like a bat or a sink,
like,
I think it is.
Yeah, like a shard of porcelain. like straight in the heart, and it x-rays into his chest, and you see it pierce his heart, and his heart start going into shock.
And I will admit, I was devastated. I was absolutely done.
I was shocked. I was genuinely like, fuck, that's Rick Flag. And I was like, I didn't care about Rick Flag like 90 minutes ago. But now I'm devastated by his loss.
I wanted him to die in the first one for so long, and he wouldn't. But in this one, I was like, keep Rick alive. We need a leader for the next one.
Yeah, we don't have a leader yet. No one has stepped up to the mantle. And
so, Ratcatcher takes the drive, and she tries to get away, and Peacemaker's about to kill her, and that's when Bloodsport drops out through the ceiling and just sees it, and they have a moment where they face off, and they both shoot at the same time, but you'll never believe this, Shaun, but Bloodsport's bullet is tiny and goes through Peacemaker's.
And Peacemaker is just like, how'd you do that? Smaller bullets. Like, you were talking shit the whole time. Also,
there's no way John Cena's still alive at the end. Did you see the blood that was pumping out of him from his neck?
Did you see the building that fell on him after?
Starro destroyed that building seconds later.
Like, he's definitely dead. I know they need him to come back. That, like, I was as soon as that happened, I actually said in my head, I guess the Peacemaker story is a prequel then that they're doing.
Yeah, so did I. I did the same thing. And so they have, I just have Starro is here because he then pops up, and because the five of them get out.
Yeah.
And all you have left is Harley, King Shark somehow, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2, and Bloodsport. Everyone else is dead.
Everyone else is gone.
Sadly, Milton didn't make it. And then Starro pops out of the building, and then you have Starro versus the Suicide Squad pop up on screen, because we're on to the last issue of the comic book run.
Yeah, and to see, like, the army just firing at Starro and it not doing anything is hilarious.
Because I was just like, lads, ye are fucked.
Starro feels like a Doctor Who villain as well. Like, if it was more PG, it'd be Doctor Who, but it's R-rated and horrifying, so it's James Gunn.
And so he just keeps popping out little bits of him and just takes over the whole army. I think Harley should have had her face done here. Like, she's not covering it. There's the real cool moment where Ratcatcher puts on her mask, and then one of them just flops in, and she was like seconds away from dying.
That's the thing. I like how conveniently a lot of the characters who wear masks lost their masks. Like,
I would have thought Bloodsport would be perfect for this.
Yeah,
have a mask.
But it broke off. Like, had Peacemaker been around, he left his helmet on the floor of the bathroom, so that one's gone. And Polka Dot Man has some goggles. And
also, King Shark, they just keep flopping off him because he has no face.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's the perfect person to take him down.
So Waller rings in and she's like, let Starro destroy everyone. He takes over the city, and she's just like, mission's over. You're done. You blew it up. Go home. Yeah, we're finished.
You destroyed the evidence, essentially. And so...
And she... Yeah, go on.
And so they start walking away, because Bloodsport is just like, you heard her. Mission's done. And they all go to leave. And then Bloodsport just says, fuck it.
Because he knows. He knows, fuck it, I may go back.
And there's it's the coolest line, and because I think it's Ratcatcher says to him, it's like, she'll kill you, Amanda Waller will kill you, and Bloodsport's just like, that's her business, like, she can if she wants. I don't care.
But he's gonna try his best to save everyone. And so Starro's just running rampage, just killing, and it's so horrifying because he just keeps producing more and more of him. And just is killing everyone in the whole place.
Yeah, and now you have like these zombie hordes also. There's civilians running away from Starro, and they turn around and the starfish hits them, and they just like fly back because it hits them so powerfully.
and their loved ones like turn around and they're like, oh my god, and then they get smashed in the face.
Yeah.
And so Waller's like, I'm going to blow all your heads off if you don't turn around. And she's about to press the button and she gets knocked out by one of the team in the control room.
Yeah.
And they immediately go into help mode because they're like, shit, Starro's loose. We need to stop him.
Because throughout all of this, they're like the things we're doing aren't good. Like, the one dude, is really unsettled by the fact that Amanda Waller was going to kill Bloodsport's daughter. He's like, you're not really going to do that, right? So they're realising, like, no, she's not the good person here. Like,
because it's flipped, because all the bad guys are now doing the one good thing, and the people that were meant to believe, like, they set them up, they're like, oh, we set up the Suicide Squad to do good stuff. Like, they're doing bad shit. They're doing all the shady shit.
Yeah, like, the only one doing anything bad at that moment is Amanda Waller.
Yeah, and so, like, they take her out, and immediately the team is just like, take this street. There isn't as many people there that have been taken over by Starro, and, like, they'll have a clean run. I just have written here, by the way, what a shit team going to face Starro. It's like a terrible outfit. It's Harley, Bloodsport, like, they're alright. And then you have King Shark, who should be very dead, and then Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher.
Yeah, see, but, like, they kind of try and play to their strengths. Like, they send King Shark into the Horde to, like, distract them, because they realise he can withstand pretty much anything. Harley goes up high, because she's the most athletic. She just, like, parkours up in 2 seconds as well. It's really cool. And then you have Bloodsport, Ratcatcher and Polka Dot Man are on the ground. And Polka Dot Man instantly proves his worth to the team, because he's just like, that's your mother. And so he... And he burns a hole through Starro's leg, because it's like interdimensional. He could have killed Starro by himself, really. Oh yeah, he's the first person to do any damage to Starro so far, and he's so happy with himself. He's like, I'm a superhero.
And we heard it in the trailer, Shaun, and we knew exactly what was going to happen next after he said it, was he's definitely dead.
He is crushed by a Starro limb.
Yeah. You have Bloodsport, like, use every extension he has, make the biggest weapon he has, make no dent, and then he's just fighting off the Horde, and he's running out of weapons, and he eventually just runs out of shit to use, and he's just like, okay, I'm out. I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
He sees Ratcatcher about to die, and she has the big rat light up that she's calling all the rats in the city. And he's just like, Star's about to kill her. So he sprints across, he saves her, they land on the ground, and then she takes back up the light, and it's still on, and millions of rats.
Like, all of the rats on the island just swarm Starro and the fucking Horde.
And they're running over Idris Elba, and he's just, like, freaking out.
He's in bits. And it's a really nice moment, because Ratcatcher, like, gives him a little hug, and he's just like, it's okay.
She puts an arm around him like, they're not going to harm me or you, because you're beside me.
Yeah, and so... That's such a cool scene as well, just seeing, like, the hordes of rats come through. Rats are fucking... Because there's so many rats everywhere that we don't see, which is Taika Waititi's whole thing.
Because the rats are the Suicide Squad, Shaun. Because people hate them, but they might do good. They're
the lowest and most insignificant creatures, but if they can have meaning, so can we.
It's Suicide Squad, but in rat form. James Gunn, what are you doing?
And then Harley Quinn has to save the day, of course.
Because, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, this is a horrifying scene, though.
Oh, I have here Harley... he stabs right through the eye. All the yuck. It's I have here. Yeah. I was just like, ugh. Just like the whole thing.
Straight through the cornea of Starro. And then in that, like, gap that she's opened into the aqueous humour. Swimming. I looked it up. She's swimming through that weird fucking gel stuff. And then the rats start climbing in after her.
Oh,
and
fuck.
Swim through and start chewing away at Starro's brain.
It's just like, it's but also fuck yeah.
It's also like fucking a weird beautiful. Mixture.
Yeah. Like, it's like I think it's this movie where you're just like, but also fuck yeah, let's do this.
It's from the beautifully twisted mind of James Gunn.
I suppose. Like, I don't think there will be ever a hero or superhero movie in our lifetime that ends with somebody floating in a giant monster's eye and a lot of rats eat its brain out from the inside.
Well, that's the thing, is because we often have accused DC movies of being Giant Portal, or of being just very reactionary to whatever Marvel's doing. Like, that's why Suicide Squad in 2016 ended up the way it was, because of Deadpool and comedy. And same thing happened to Justice League. They made a funnier cut. But this one is like, this is so unique. I wonder who's the next one to copy the industry trend?
It's going to be mice. eating through a mouse.
A big ear. There's a big ear that we have to take down. Oh, mice in the ear. Mice in the ear actually is terrifying.
And there's the scene that makes it is when it cuts back to the outside and Starro is just like red. Like his whole eye is red. You're just like, and it's like jiggling around. You're just like, Harry's in there somewhere with all the rats.
And Starro then has like a really sad line because just like, I was happy in space looking at stars.
Yeah, and like he didn't want to come here.
No, you did this to him. And
so the Starro eventually dies, and Harley pops up and just gives like a thumbs up over to Bloodsport, and Bloodsport gives her a thumbs up back, and you have the moment where they're just like really sad, and they're standing beside each other, and he's like, "You okay? Like we did it," and she's like, "Yeah, but Rick Flag's dead. He was my friend, and he was my secret lover." And he was my friend,
too much.
and that's fair enough. I think that's a nice scene, because I was sad at Rick Flag as well. So I was right there with you, Harley. I was right there with you. And so then Idris Elba's like, he's on the phone to Amanda Waller, and he's like, "I'm going to release this. If any of us die, if anything happens to any of us, this will go straight out, and you are fucked." And she's like, "Yeah, okay, fair enough."
Yeah, and I like his line, and also he negotiates that his daughter will never see the inside of a prison. That's the other thing. And Ratcatcher is like, "Oh, Rick Flag really wanted to publish all that," and he's like, "We just saved the fucking world. Like, let's pick our moments."
And then she says, "I could be your friend Milton." And he's like, "My name isn't Milton."
I'm pretty sure it's Milton.
I didn't know, but how he reacts is great, because she's like, "I could be your friend, Milton," and Intercept just goes, "Nope." Just walks off.
Don't need this. And also, King Shark is still alive.
Somehow. Doesn't matter, because he got told a big alien is Nom Nom. That's all he needed to hear. So
he's happy out now.
And so they eventually get into the helicopter, and then they just go home. The film ends with like Ratcatcher, Sebastian sleeping on top of Bloodsport and him freaking out. And then the after credits scene. Go on.
He slowly gives the rat a rub. He's like, "Oh, this is okay."
And we at the end we see Weasel is still alive, but he's like a little freak. And then at the very, very end we see John Cena is somehow still alive, even though he was shot in the neck, and then a building fell on him, and then several things blew up.
And Starro exploded out of that same building.
Yes, but he's still alive.
Still alive and ready to make peace. But I think we're going to see a different side of Peacemaker in the series. Because the last thing Rick Flag says to him is, "Peacemaker, what a joke." I think that's going to stick with him.
And so his whole series is also being worked on by James Gunn. So James Gunn is involved in that as well.
That's coming out 2022, I believe. So.
Yes, it is. I'm very much looking forward to that. But that is the whole film, Shaun.
By God.
It was a bumper episode, bumper spoiler review. What are some of your good points? I don't know if we have that many bad points, because I think we accepted that it's weird and it's probably not for everyone. But as a Suicide Squad movie goes, it's perfect.
I think this is the perfect form of a Suicide Squad movie that I would ever want made. I think the humour lands a lot of the time. I never feel like there's a moment where I'm like, "Oh, I'm supposed to laugh here." I never feel that watching the movie, or I never felt it, should I say. And all of the cast are excellent. Soundtrack is really, really good, but not in your face like the last one was.
It's not even like Guardians of the Galaxy level of soundtrack. It's not, as I said, it's not in your face. It's like somewhere in between, where it's just good songs playing, but it's not 19 songs every 7 scenes.
Yeah, it's somewhere between like Guardians of the Galaxy and like Baby Driver. Yeah.
It's like, it's good, but also you won't remember most of them, but at the time you're like, "Oh, that's a good tune for a scene."
That's it. I honestly, downsides, none of them are actual like criticisms. They're just like preferences. Like, I would have liked to see more of Captain Boomerang, but I think I like that character more now for his death.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I think he had to die. I think you had to pick somebody, but you couldn't pick Rick Flag or Harley.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you could pick Killer Croc, but nobody really cares. El Diablo's already dead. Who's left? Katana? Did Katana die? I can't remember.
No, I think Katana survived at the end. But
I think Katana was here. And they got Rick Flag to do the intro again.
That's why he died, because she didn't have his back.
Oh man, he should bring her everywhere, just in case.
The one time he leaves home without Katana, he fucking dies.
Fuck. Jesus, Rick.
What about you? Any goods, bads, negatives, indifference?
Good thing is, I would say, there was never any plot armour other than really Harley.
Yes.
Everyone felt like they could die, which is what a Suicide Squad should be, because it's in the name. Amanda Waller has bobs in their head. That's kind of the big deal. It's not Slipknot. It's like everyone could die. Everyone did die.
I did not expect Rick Flag to die. That was the most shocking death to me.
I feel like Act 3 was the best act as well.
Yes.
Like, it got to Act 2 and it's like an hour and a half in. I'm like normally getting tired. And then Act 3 started, I'm like, holy shit, they have to fight Starro. Okay.
Yeah, like it's such a wild... If you had told me we were getting a Starro movie, if you told me that in 2016, and it was going to be the sequel to the movie The Suicide Squad from 2016, I would have been like, go fuck yourself.
I think what makes this so perfect is James Gunn he's so good at finding pearls in very dumb characters or niche characters, like Ratcatcher, who is the driving force behind all of bringing the team together in this, like the emotion behind it all. James Gunn just has this ability to make us care about a fucking rat or a tree or a raccoon or something dumb that we shouldn't care about. But like, it just makes you, the more you watch it, you're just like, I want them to succeed. And you're like, I'm talking about a fucking rat catcher. And then his power, she controls rats.
It's fucking cool though. It's like, all of the powers are very cinematic for what they are as well.
Polka Dot Man he looks amazing. The effects on him are fantastic.
Yeah, and I can't believe they did that character in live action. I also, I really like Peacemaker's handgun, which is also a sniper rifle.
I think the main part about this is, this should probably show you that if you get a very talented director to write and direct, and you don't get involved, and then you hire a really, really amazing cast, normally you're going to get something good, because there are no weak points in this film. Everyone is amazing. Like, I was asked, who's your standout? And like, I probably was most connected. I grew to like Rick Flag the most, but I wouldn't even say he was the standout. Like, you could say John Cena, this could be his big moment. Margot Robbie's always amazing. Joel Kinnaman, of course, I mentioned. Like, Idris Elba, every scene he's in, he's perfectly embodies that character.
Milton.
It's just... Milton, the guy who plays Milton, he's the main man. Taika Waititi for those 3 seconds. It's just, there are no weak links. Everyone is bringing it. Even maybe Pete Davidson. But what can you do?
Yeah, I think he's just playing Pete Davidson though in like his time in there. But he does a good job with it.
Flula Borg, he's the weak point.
Flula's great. Flula has a great YouTube channel.
So, Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Movie Mondays and also our Suicide Squad spoiler review.
By God, what a time to be alive. It's good to be back. What a return that we've made. I don't know if there's any like news or updates. Will I just take us out, Connor?
I think you could take us out, really.
Right. So thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thanks over to everyone on our Patreon page who supports us over there. $5 a month you get movie reviews. Most recent one we did was National Treasure, which, you know, that's if this movie is top 6, National Treasure's top 5.
Of what? Ever,
movies, things,
Citizen
concepts.
Kane, National Treasure,
Incredible Hulk, and so also you get a shout out on the show for being a patron. So thank you to Please Get Vaccinated. Yes. approved. Good. Please do. Thank you, Waffles, for that. Thank you also to Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe. Heroes for Hire is brought to you by the Nightwing Movie, Lil Dicky's Big Adventure, coming to a post-virtual cloudaplex. Róisín, Schrödóisìn, Hally, Ryan, Right Time, Evanson, Shaun, Heroes Don't Do That, Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah, Florida Gal Green, Anna, Go Ducks, Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky, If You Shake It More Than Twice, You're Playing With It, McGrew, Outcast is turning in their grave. Are Outcasts dead?
No.
Oh, good.
Outcasts aren't dead. Hey, yeah.
Good. Thank you also to Danny McLaughlin, Ray, sorry for that outburst, have a custard cream on me, Luke Hoth, and I can't believe Wanda did this. Thank you everyone for supporting us over there. If you want to join those fine people, link in the description, or it's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Also linked below is all of our social media pages, and you can email us heroesforhire_@outlook.com. But the most important thing that you can ever do to help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I have been Shaun Meehan.
And we shall see you next week, guys.
Bye.